Over a year ago, I entered a contest on Ultra Maximus's channel. I won. But then I entered the longest waiting period for a prize ever conceived by man. Jeremy, I told you, never gonna live that down. Anyway, this is the iGear MGT-06 Limited Collect Shadow Assassin. What? This is a very early third-party figure, and you can tell because they tried really hard to make sure that you knew that it was unofficial. It's not like today, where third-party companies see how close they can get before the blinding fury of Hasbro's lawyers burn their aspirations to a crisp. Just look at these names. OTS Sunsurge, X13 Mitron, GT J4ZZ? Do you guys want to get sued? Anyway, this figure predates all that. It doesn't even transform. It's just a highly detailed, superposable G1 Nightbird figure. The thing is, this figure has aged phenomenally. It fits in no matter where you put it on the shelf. The quality baffles me. It's visually impossible to tell that it's unofficial unless you know what you're looking for. Nightbird comes with a literal crap ton of accessories, some of which are integrated into her body and most of which are external. We'll talk about the integrated ones first. You can actually remove this chest panel to reveal a bunch of intricate detailing from the episode. I've seen the screen grab, and this is pretty close to what it actually looked like inside there. On the G1 episode. If you come around to the back, you've got these two panels back here, which are on these pistons, and as you open this panel, this piston compresses, and you've got two little lightly articulated thrusters that stick out back there, so you can close that back up if you don't want those. She's got these little rubber bands on her arms that always like come loose, and those are to hold her size, which are, from what I'm told, actually 24 karat gold. Like this is actually, I mean, they're metal, and I feel like they're actually gold plated. From what I'm reading and just the feel of them, I'm pretty sure these are actually gold, so that's pretty cool. But those are supposed to like rubber band to her arm. She can't hold them, which is unfortunate. They just fall out of her hand. But, you know, there's that. She also comes with two little... Everything's so small. I can't even hold it right. It's so daggum tiny. Two little teeny tiny silver throwing stars, which if you open this little... You gotta twist her belly a little bit to get it open. You can open this hatch, and it tells you to store the little, there's two of them, two throwing stars in her stomach hatch there. So there's that. It's kind of hard to get to, but whatever. You can put the chest plate back on. All her inner workings are covered back up. Then she's got some pretty big accessories. We'll start out a silver chain with a little like Batman hook on the end. She doesn't really hold this well either, but you can put it in her hand and kind of wrap it around her arm, and that definitely helps a lot. It keeps it in her hand. It's nice, but it's super easy to get tangled because it's so thin. But it is a metal actual hook, so there's that. Then she's got some nunchucks, which she can hold. If you open her hand here, whoops, it just clicks right in. You can close her hand around it. And see, these rubber bands, they just come loose all the time. Anytime you're touching her, the rubber bands come off. So there she's got her nunchucks. And on the same system, you have this really neat modular, whoops, sorry, I bumped the camera, like sword, baton system. All these parts make weapons, so you can put this together and have this like yellow energon, I don't know, sword that she can hold, which she does hold very well. Or you can pop this blade out and use this gray piece and put these two handles together and give her a huge baton like that, which she does hold as well. Or you could use them as individual batons like that if you wanted. Or you could do a sword and I guess a slightly longer baton. I don't know. But regardless, these two things, or the nunchucks, depending on which one you want to stick back there, mount on her back sections here. So you've got that. Actually, they're supposed to sit upside down like this. So you can mount those back there. Or you could put the nunchucks back there. It just depends on what you want to do. The nunchucks do fit in a little bit better. So there's that. So she can mount all that stuff on her back. And then the biggest accessory that she comes with is this huge yellow magnetic plate that she stands on. It's kind of her base because her feet are so small. They have these little magnets in the bottom. So you just kind of stick her on there. And yeah, so she can stand on that magnetic plate and be nice and sturdy. The only negative I can find here is that the weapons are more focused on accuracy rather than functionality. But what good are accurate weapons if you can't use them? This is the one thing that dates this figure. You really see how the 3P companies had not quite gotten their stuff together. Modern 3P figures have both accurate and functional weapons, but this one doesn't. She is super articulated. You've got a full neck joint with a little bit of a front back swivel, so she can turn pretty much that far is about 45 degrees. Your shoulders are on this joint here. They also swivel. There's also this ball joint out here, so your arm can go all the way up like that. These rubber bands are not going to stay, so I'm done fiddling with them. You get a upper shoulder rotation, a double elbow bend, but it doesn't like close up perfectly, but there is a double elbow bend there. You get rubber bands in the way. You get wrist rotation and a wrist bend here. And her fingers do close or open depending on what you want to do. You have upper waist rotation, lower waist rotation. So this whole section, there's 3 tiers. This moves, and this moves. So you can move this really however you want. So she's superposable in the midsection. You've got hips on a ball joint, kind of out to the front, but they don't go straight out. They kind of come out at an angle because of her crotch piece, but they do have a cutout to the side and an upper thigh swivel right there. You do get a double jointed knee, and it does fold almost all the way over. You get a, well, you don't get a thigh swivel. I thought you did a lower. You do get an ankle swivel. You get an ankle tilt. You get an ankle rock, and you get a toe bend. So this thing is like the most insanely posable thing ever, and a lot of it has to do with her lower waist or her lower body, just because she has to stand in different poses. But yeah, like this thing, no matter what pose you put it in, you can get it flat-footed, and I just think that there's something to be said. All the joints works together so well. Like, all it takes is a little push and she's flat-footed no matter what pose she's in. So definitely ultra posable. Being ultra posable is definitely this toy's gimmick. I'm surprised the front of the box doesn't say Super Pose. I never thought that a non-transforming 3P figure would be something that I ever owned, and I would have never bought it for myself, but I can understand the draw of this figure. It's accurate, it's posable, and it's manufactured darn well. I personally don't have any attachment to the Nightbird character, but this is a good figure, and it's a nice piece of third-party history. So, with that said, I'm gonna sell this now. Let me know if you're interested. And I won't take a year to send it to you. Jeremy?